What's going on? My name is Steph. This is my channel, Mountain High Life, and welcome to my 4-part mini-series, the High Lonesome Solo Recon Runs. If you didn't know, I will be running the High Lonesome 100 here Friday, July 18th, 2025, and there's a strong possibility that by the time these videos go up, I will have hopefully completed the effort, but I did want to share a bit of my experience getting familiar with the course and a little bit of the training and what has made the build up to this race so special. All videos included in this mini series will be linked in the description down below if you care to check any of them out. And if you happen to like this video or any other videos within the series, or you don't want to miss my race video, consider subscribing so that way you'll hopefully be able to catch it all. Part 3. The Monarch section. So if I'm being honest, I would say that this is the section of the High Lonesome course that is the main reason I even decided to have this little solo recon running weekend to begin with. And the reason for that is this section of the course was the section that probably made me the most nervous. And reason number one is I have a feeling I'm going to be approaching this section of the course during nightfall, which just makes everything a little bit more challenging. Secondary to that, there is a considerable climb in the middle of this section that you cover about 3,000 feet of vertical gain in roughly 4 miles, which is pretty steep. And I think just giving myself the opportunity to familiarize myself with this section of the course before race day and gave me the opportunity to kind of plan and strategize how I want to mentally and physically approach this section with all of the knowledge that I acquired during my little recon run. And additionally, number 3, this is actually the section where the High Lonesome course acquired its name. Once you ascend that 3,000 foot climb, you are pretty much in the tundra, wide open, in the night, under the stars, in a very windy section of the course, with nothing around you but the dark night sky and the open alpine tundra and wind. Hence the name High Lonesome. And I think just knowing that and knowing it's kind of the crux of the race just was a little bit intimidating for me. So I really wanted to make a point to come check out this section. So for today's run, I am going to be checking out the Hancock to Monarch section of the High Lonesome course. The Hancock aid station sits at mile 49 and the Monarch aid station sits at roughly mile 69. Both of these are crew accessible aid stations, and as a matter of fact, the Hancock aid station is the first aid station where I can pick up a pacer, which I plan to do so during the race. In this 20-mile section, there's roughly 4,700 feet of climbing, and like I mentioned, 3,000 feet of that climb takes place in a very short 4-mile span. And although the climb is brief, it is steep, and you do ascend to over 12,500 feet, making it still in the high alpine. But my plan for this day was to wake up early, start early, and to actually run this segment as an out and back, but do it in reverse. So starting at Monarch Pass and running to Hancock Lake, which was about 16 miles out, and then turning around there and running back. And the reason for me doing this is because I really wanted to experience some of the gruesome grittiness of that steep climb on tired, fatigued legs versus following the true course and starting at Hancock, running to Monarch and back. Before I show today's adventure, huge shout out to John G. Today, like I did in every single run in my High Lonesome Solo Recon Run series, I wore a Sunchaser hoodie, which boasts UPF 50, so it was really nice not having to worry about applying sunscreen to my shoulders or my arms. During this effort, I could just really focus on the adventure, and when it got hot below tree line, it was nice to dunk the sleeves into creek crossings to help cool me down. I also opted for the 5-inch pace shorts, and I'm debating wearing the pace shorts or the multi-short for the High Lonesome 100. I still haven't quite decided because these shorts are super awesome. Their pockets are deep enough where I can slide a phone into the pocket and it sits comfortably. I can also throw things like gels, extra nutrition, or even race essentials like glitter. into the pockets of these shorts. So if you care to check out any of the pieces of apparel mentioned in today's video or throughout my whole High Lonesome solo recon run series, click the link in the description, use my code MountainHighLife for 10% off your order. Thank you so much to John G for partnering with me, believing in the channel, and making the best running apparel. All right, now let's bring it back to Monarch. Today is Saturday, June 28th, I believe. And this is day 2 of my final weekend of my High Lonesome solo recon adventures. So today is the biggest day of the weekend and probably the day I'm most excited / nervous about. The plan is to do a section of the High Lonesome course that I am probably most intimidated by. And the reason being is not really the terrain, not really the trail, but instead I know that I'm probably going to be doing this section at night. And one thing I learned from Never Summer 100K running that last year was it's very beneficial for me personally to explore some of the areas and trails that I am going to be running overnight, just to provide a little bit of confidence and a little bit of context for what I'm actually running when it's dark outside. So I am starting here at the Monarch Pass summit, and I am going to be essentially running out to the Hancock aid station about 18 miles, and then returning back, just doing yet another out and back. So I'm going to be getting very familiar with this course. Very familiar with this course. So it's looking like a very clear day. I do know we're supposed to get some clouds. We're not going to be super high in the Alpine, not like a 14er or anything, but I do want to get going. It's just shy of 6 a.m., which means Western States starts here around the same time that I'm getting started. So my goal is to be done well before the first Western States finisher gets ready to cross the finish line. I want to be showered and eating a sandwich, watching the live stream from my hotel bed. So without further ado, let's get the pack on and let's get today's adventure rolling. Over 3 miles in, and so far we've pretty much been on like a fire service road in Monarch Mountain ski area, and whoops, it's been very beautiful. Not really any, I don't know, maybe a mile of single track, but for the most part we've been on this road. But it is nice because as I'm going out, I'm just trying to make mental notes of like, okay, this is about 2 miles out from the aid station / car. So it's just really good to kind of get an idea ahead of time. So I don't know, I'm just more confident and better prepared come race day. Yesterday I made this Morton 160 drink mix. I didn't try it because it literally didn't even mix during my run. So I'm about to give it a shot now for the first time. So here we go. It's kind of like sweet water with a little bit of a chemical aftertaste. at the tail end of it, but I want to start drinking this and trying this because this is what is going to be available at High Lonesome. This is their only drink mix available, so I want my stomach to be used to it. I want to be used to the flavor in the event I do grab this during the race. So this is kind of my first bit of nutrition for the day. I think it's got 40 grams of carbs and 160 calories, so I'm just going to be sucking on this for a little bit. Leaving this view behind, dropping down into the other side now. I met Wayne and Luke, who are actually acquaintances with my good friend Mackenzie. And Luke is running High Lonesome, and Wayne is going to pace him. And they're checking out the same section I am, just doing it opposite of me. So they're going Hancock to Monarch and back. And then I met a sweet lady. I think she was backpacking. And she recognized me and wished me good luck on my race. So cheers to you guys. I appreciate you. Just about 11 miles in. My watch will go off any second here, but I've done a lot of descending for the last 3 or 4 miles, probably like close to 3,000 feet. So knowing that, got a super solid climb back up and out of here, but starting to warm up. Not anything too bad, just kind of taking it easy. It's been pretty runnable, so trying to run as much as I can. But this course is just so incredibly beautiful. I am feeling just so grateful for this opportunity to, one, come scope the course, but two, to run this race. Like, oh my God, what a privilege. Seriously. I'm pretty sure the pass I just came over is Chalk Creek Pass. And down below me is Hancock Lake. And I'm thinking what I'm going to do is go down just a ways and then perhaps have a snack and then turn around. That's kind of what I'm vibing. It'll still be like a 32-mile day, which is super solid. Definitely 7,000 feet of climbing. So I'm just gonna see, but I'll check back in here in a minute. Actually, this looks like a good rock, doesn't it? Doesn't it? I made it to 16 miles and I turned around and I just ate a precision chew bar. And I have a little climb up over yonder to ascend here in just a moment. I'm letting my sock dry out. I just stepped in some water. So a couple things. First off, in the High Lonesome course, this section is run opposite of how I started today. So it goes Hancock to Monarch, and today I started at Monarch and ran to Hancock, and I'm doing an out and back. And you might be wondering why I chose to do it opposite to start. And my thought with this was I'm going to be approximately 50 miles into the race when I reach Hancock, and I thought it might be a good idea to practice hitting some of these climbs on the way back with some tired legs. Like I already have over 4,000 feet of climbing on my legs, and so now I can actually practice like going up over this little pass right here. I think it's Chalk Creek Pass with some tired legs, as well as kind of hitting, I believe it's called the Headwall, kind of right before, maybe 3 or 4 miles out from my car, or Monarch I should say. So I think it'll be good to just practice moving on tired legs. That to be said, I am going to whip my poles out now. I'm going to put my socks back on and we're going to get this climb going. It's just shy of 11 a.m. so we're making pretty good time. Like I said, about 16 miles back, away we go. Back on kind of like a 4x4 road, but ironically I just ran into the race directors. I ran into Caleb and Kelsey and I introduced myself. They're the nicest people. Oh my god, they're so nice. So that was so awesome. They're actually heading out to cut down some trees right now. I cut my leg on a downed tree. I should say they're heading out to cut down some downed trees. Going back we're moving quick, so pretty happy with that. Maybe 10 or 11 miles? I don't know. It doesn't even matter at this point. So we have, I don't even know, 8, 9, 10 miles left. We started kind of this last climb towards Monarch. It'll flatten out for a little and then we'll hit the head wall. That'll be a little steep, but it is so hot through this section. Holy crap. So definitely when I get to a lake, I'm doing some heat mitigation, but watch is gonna die soon, but lakes feel good. It's just hot, you know? Currently starting up the head wall, or what's known as the head wall, which is one just switchbacky steep climb. But once I kind of get over this and drop on the other side of the ridge, I'll be pretty much done with the bulk of the climbing for the day. And then I need to move it because the clouds are rolling in. So we should be fine, but we're gonna just kind of roll on out of here and get this finally done. very windy. It's about 3 o'clock. We have about 4.5 miles left, so should be wrapping up here shortly. I'm out of water, which is just so awesome. But I mean, all in all, I feel pretty good, even despite being dehydrated. So I'm just going to try to make it back. Hopefully just uneventful. It's pretty windy up here, like I said. So we're going to be hitting the ski area in just a minute and all the way down from there. This climb right here, it could kill me. I'm definitely feeling it. I need some hydration stat. We're getting very close, but man, oh man, whew. It's like maybe 0.15 of a mile. We got this. Let's just do it. Let's do it. I've made it back to my car. Here we are. We are alive. Thank God I had a gallon of water in my vehicle because it just, yeah, I needed that. But I'm alive. I had to record like 9 miles of that run on Strava, and for some reason it didn't give me the elevation gain. And honestly, I don't know. I'm gonna have to go back to my hotel and give you a little rundown because I need to go back to my hotel desperately. I need to shower. I also need to tune into Western States, and I just really need like carbs and food and electrolytes, and yeah, so I will talk to you once I'm showered, hydrated, and refueled. So there we have it, 32 miles, 7,700 feet of vertical gain. Solid day. And I am honestly so grateful I was able to check out this section of the course. Although I did struggle with my water, which we'll talk about in just a moment, I did feel pretty good on these climbs. It was hot, it was a long day, but like I said, I'm so happy I was able to get out there, familiarize myself with this section of the course, especially being in that open, wide alpine tundra and that 3,000 foot climb that I mentioned. Seeing all of that in the day really gave me the chance to have an idea of what to expect, how I'd like to approach the section, and how I can kind of actively recover overnight. The other thing I really appreciated about being able to explore this section during the day is how insanely beautiful this was, and knowing that I most likely would be missing this overnight, it was so nice to be able to see all the incredible views and just how stunning this course really is, and also having the time to slow down, film, and share some of this course with you that I otherwise, I plan to film, but I probably won't slow down enough to get some of the shots that I was able to on this run. So I'm just feeling very fortunate and glad that I took the time to go explore this section and actually to share this section with you. And honestly, going into my first 100 miler, obviously I don't have any idea what to expect, but from the 2 100Ks I have run, I'm still a novice, I know, but I have noticed that around mile 52 is usually when mentally and physically I hit a wall. And being able to kind of see this section where I know that wall will most likely be hit, I am really just glad that I was able to kind of see and strategize and hopefully give myself a little bit more confidence going into the race, just knowing kind of how I want to approach things. And if I do hit the wall at that time, mentally being able to kind of talk myself through, okay, we got to this point, it's all good, we're fine, we know what to expect, let's do this. Now, I do want to talk about the water situation. In my week of training where I featured this run, I did say that I ran out of water, and I know I mentioned it today. So there are quite a few creek crossings in this section. However, once you get to the last big climb known as the Headwall, there are 2 lakes. However, on this particular day, the creeks and streams that were coming from the lakes, I just kind of moved right by them, and by the time I realized that I had missed my water crossings, it was kind of too late. On this run, like every alpine run, I just bring a Hydro Pack water bottle with their filter cap, and today was no different. However, I just didn't actually stop to fill up that one last time, which was so stupid. It was really dumb. Don't be like me, be smarter than me. This was a huge mistake, but thankfully I didn't really have anything detrimental happen. Could have, but it didn't. I just kind of missed that last water crossing, creek crossing for me to fill up at, and I should have stopped, which was really dumb. My intuition said, hey, you should stop and fill up here, and I didn't. And yeah, ran out of water. But I did actually pop a piece of gum in my mouth around, I don't know, 4 miles out from where I had parked, and that made a huge difference. So if you ever are out of water, which I don't recommend, but putting gum in my mouth with how high I was and how dusty and dry it was, it just helped keep my mouth lubricated. But in all seriousness, like I really feel like that piece of gum kind of saved my life. So poor decision, be smarter than me, but that's kind of what happened there. I had refilled earlier that day, just missed my creek crossing. This run just made me feel so excited and so ready for race day. I am genuinely feeling so excited and more prepared than ever before for a race. Knowing what to expect, knowing the course, knowing different strategies and approaches I'd like to take for different sections has just been so confidence boosting for me, and it just has me feeling really ready and mentally prepared to take on the challenge of the High Lonesome 100. And like I said, I feel really grateful I was able to slow down and capture different shots and sections, even throughout this mini Recon series. I think it's just been so awesome because during race day, I know I'll whip out the camera, I know I'll get different shots, I know I'll talk to the camera, but usually on race day there comes a time where I'm like, I gotta just be here and I gotta race and I have to think about me and kind of put myself first. I think this was a great way for me to be able to share different parts of the course with you without me having to worry about it all too much on race day. So hopefully I can throw in little sections or whatever, little videos, footage for you guys. So I'm just really stoked I was able to share this with you. And all of these adventures have just made getting to the start line even more meaningful because taking the time and spending the hours and days out there, I know when I get to those sections on the course, I'll be thinking about those moments and those memories I made out there exploring and checking it out, and it just gives the race even more meaning to me. It's just getting me super excited for race day. So if you made it to this point in the video, thank you so much for watching. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this section of the course. Also, have you run into any issues where you have run out of water or run out of something stupidly like me? I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. Don't forget to go check out John G if you're looking for some great running apparel or you have a race of your own coming up. You will feel comfortable, cool, and you'll look even cooler. So go click the link in the description. I'll also have it pinned in a comment down below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Hope you get out on some trail today, and I will see you in part 4 of my High Lonesome 100 solo recon run mini series. Until then, bye.